Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Gina with Social Connect at White Glove, and I am here today to talk with attorney Kelly from Manor Law Group. Kelly, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good. Any plans for the holiday weekend?
We're supposed to be going out of town to Lake Michigan. If the storms hold back, hopefully it'll be a good trip.
Yes, that's amazing. I know Lake Michigan is known for its heavy waves there, but
Yeah.
that should be beautiful. Kelly, thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate you taking the time to join me. I just have a few questions for you. For everyone that is watching, Kelly will be answering some important questions in regard to estate planning 101, what you should know. I am ready to get started, Kelly, if you are.
Absolutely.
Okay, so first question I have for you today is, why do I need a will if I have a trust?
So this is usually a common question that we get, especially when we're dealing with estate planning, when we're recommending trust as well. Why do I need a will if I've got a trust already? It's all part of comprehensive estate planning. So typically, comprehensive estate planning is going to consist of a series of documents. But you always need a will whenever you have a trust, simply because things get left out of the trust sometimes. And that can be because people forget about assets. Things happen before they're able to put things in the name of their trust. And really, we want that trust to be the primary document. And typically through the laws of, at least in the state of Michigan, if something ends up in your name alone with no co-owner, no beneficiary, it's part of your probate estate, which the will is going to have control over where that goes. So we always do a will whenever we do a trust, but it's a special kind of will that's going to dump everything into your trust to make sure your estate plan is actually fulfilled to its potential.
So why should I hire a lawyer for my estate plan instead of downloading a form?
Downloading a form is going to be exactly just that. It's going to be a form that is made for the mass population. It's not going to be custom tailored to any of your particular goals, any of your family situation. The other problems with forms is that it's not going to contain really good legal advice. You're literally just going to be picking up a document that you have no real understanding of what it's actually achieving. So having that good legal advice is really going to be your biggest bang for your buck, so to speak, because it's going to prevent possible issues down the line, because you're really going to get that good legal advice in addition to those documents. And really, it's the advice that you're going to be wanting to utilize your cost with. And the documents themselves are great, but the advice is really what you need.
Most definitely. Hey, Kelly, what's the difference between a will and a living will?
So this is a really common question that I get quite often. So they're actually doing two separate, completely different things. And the term living will is really a misnomer. I really kind of hate the description of it. A living will is actually a form of advanced healthcare directive. So this is if you are unable to make your own medical decisions, you're incapacitated, you can't communicate with doctors and tell them what you want to have happen. A living will is actually a document that kind of speaks for you in terms of what kind of medical treatment you want or don't want. Michigan doesn't utilize a living will. We use something called a patient advocate designation, where you're appointing a person to speak for you rather than the document itself. A will is a death document. That is something that you're designating who has custody, or who you would like to be guardians of your minor children, who gets your assets when you die, who's going to be in control of making sure all of that is done. So a living will is a lifetime document, and a will is a death document. So they're very two different things.
If I don't own anything, why is estate planning important?
So estate planning is always important when you're dealing with yourself. So even if you have nothing estate-wise, I mean, that's not always true. There's usually something to manage. But if you have nothing estate-wise, even the ability to have someone make medical decisions for you and to make sure that somebody can step in that you trust, rather than the answer be whoever a court might appoint at that point. And it could be someone you don't know. It could be a public person. It could be a company. There's a lot of loss of control when you're involving the court in your plan, as opposed to being proactive and saying, these are the people that I trust in my life, and these are the ones that I want to make medical decisions for me, to make sure my bills are paid, to manage what assets I have, even if there are few. you still have the ability to kind of maintain control and dignity of your own life, and dictate it on your terms.
So when should I consider estate planning?
Estate planning, legally speaking, should be pursued by anybody 18 years or older, but it's never too late to start. We get clients of all ages, as far as they've come in, they've never had an estate plan, and they are now thinking about end of life stuff or things that have happened, and they want to come in and get an estate plan. Those high school seniors going off to college, mom and dad don't have as much control about things that would happen because they're legally adults once you're 18. So something happens to them and someone needs to step in to manage their medical decisions or something else, that's really important to have those basic estate plan documents in place to make sure people you trust can have control. So really anybody 18 years and older needs to have an estate plan, but it's never too late to start.
That was a lot of great information, Kelly. Thank you so much once again for taking the time out of your day to answer my questions. It was very informative, so I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, Gina.
Most definitely. If you want more information about the topic discussed, click on the link above and it'll take you to Kelly's business page, the Manor Law Group, where you can get more information. Kelly, have a wonderful holiday weekend.
Thanks. You too.
Thank you. Bye.